What if I told you the strongest emotional chemistry isn't created by what you say, but by what you don't say? And once you understand this, people don't just like you. They start feeling something they can't explain. Most people think chemistry is instant. A look, a smile, a spark. But real emotional chemistry, the kind that lingers, the kind that pulls someone back to you, that's built quietly, subtly, almost invisibly. And here's the truth: almost no one knows how to do it on purpose. In this video, I'm going to show you the hidden way to build emotional chemistry, the kind that feels natural, deep, and unforgettable. And the best part? It doesn't require chasing, impressing, or pretending. Let me ask you something. Have you ever tried too hard to connect with someone? Talking more, texting more, explaining more, etc. And somehow, it made things worse? That's because most people think chemistry is built through effort. More words, more attention, more presence. But emotional chemistry doesn't grow in pressure. It grows in space. Think about it. The moments you feel most connected to someone are rarely the loud ones. They're quiet, subtle, almost fragile. A pause in conversation, a look that lasts a second too long, a feeling you can't fully explain. That's where chemistry lives. And most people completely destroy it by trying to control it. Here's the hidden truth. Chemistry is not comfort. Chemistry is tension. Not awkward tension, but emotional tension. The space between what is felt and what is expressed. When everything is said clearly, instantly, directly, there's no mystery. There's no emotional pull. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone looks at you, smiles slightly, and then looks away. Nothing was said, but something was felt. Now compare that to someone constantly talking, explaining, filling every silence. Which one creates curiosity? Which one stays in your mind longer? Exactly. Emotional chemistry grows when there's something left unsaid. Here's where it gets interesting. The strongest emotional connections are built in moments of almost. Almost saying something, almost touching, almost revealing how you feel, but not fully. Why? Because the human brain is wired to complete unfinished stories. When something is left open, it keeps replaying in the mind. That's why an unfinished conversation feels more intense. A subtle compliment feels deeper than a moment of silence can feel louder than words. You don't need to say everything. In fact, saying less but meaning more creates a stronger emotional impact. Let me ask you, have you ever thought about someone more because you weren't sure how they felt? That uncertainty, that almost feeling, that's emotional chemistry in action. Now you might be thinking, okay, but how do I actually do this? Here's the key. Stop trying to create chemistry and start allowing it. Instead of filling every silence, hold it. Instead of explaining every feeling, hint at it. Instead of chasing attention, create moments that invite attention. For example, instead of saying, I really enjoy talking to you, you could say, you're different. I didn't expect that. Short, open-ended, intriguing. It creates a feeling without fully explaining it. And that's what makes someone think about it later. Another shift. Be present, but not overwhelming. Give attention, but not constantly. Respond, but don't rush. Because when everything is always available, nothing feels special. But when there's a rhythm, a flow of presence and absence, that's where emotional depth begins. Have you noticed? Some people don't do much, yet they feel incredibly magnetic. It's not looks. It's not even confidence. It's emotional control. They don't react instantly. They don't reveal everything. They don't chase validation. And because of that, you feel drawn to understand them. That's the secret. People feel closer to you when they feel like they're discovering you, not when everything is obvious. So instead of trying to be impressive, be intriguing. Instead of trying to be perfect, be real, but layered. Let people feel like there's more to you than what they see on the surface. Because curiosity is the foundation of emotional attraction. Here's the realization most people never reach. Emotional chemistry isn't about doing more. It's about holding back at the right moments. It's about creating space for emotions to breathe instead of forcing them to exist. When you stop trying to control every interaction, something powerful happens. people start leaning in, thinking about you, feeling something they can't explain, because you're no longer giving them everything. You're giving them just enough to want more. And that is where real connection begins. So next time you're with someone, don't rush the moment. Don't fill every silence. Don't say everything you feel. Let it build, let it breathe, and watch what happens. If this made you see connection differently, subscribe for more insights like this. And tell me in the comments, have you ever felt chemistry without knowing why? Because sometimes the strongest connections are the ones you can't explain